Hey, welcome to Following Science, where I explore the fascinating realms of neuroscience, biology, and everything between. I'm your host, Rutu Ruparl, and today I'm going to be diving deep into a topic that has perplexed scientists and affected millions of lives worldwide: Alzheimer's disease. But we're not just looking at Alzheimer's from a surface level. We're going to explore the intriguing connection between Alzheimer's and neuroplasticity, the brain's remarkable ability to adapt and reorganize itself. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, Alzheimer's disease is a progressive neurodegenerative disorder that primarily affects older adults, leading to memory loss, cognitive decline, and ultimately the loss of ability to carry out even the simplest of tasks. It's a condition that doesn't just impact the individual, but also their families, friends, and caregivers. Now, according to the Alzheimer's Association, over 6 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's, and by 2050, this number could rise to nearly 13 million people. But what exactly causes Alzheimer's? The exact mechanisms are still not fully understood, but scientists have identified several key features, such as the buildup of amyloid beta plaques, the formation of neurofibrillary tangles of tau protein, and chronic inflammation in the brain. These changes lead to the death of neurons and the disruption of communication between brain cells, which manifests as the cognitive and functional impairments characteristics of the disease. Now let's shift our focus onto neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to change and adapt in response to experience. It's a process by which our brains reorganize themselves by forming new neural connections throughout life. This ability is crucial for learning, memory, and recovery from brain injuries. Now, neuroplasticity is often thought of as the brain's way of rewiring itself. So, how do these two seemingly opposite processes, neurodegeneration in Alzheimer's and neuroplasticity, interact? Can enhancing neuroplasticity help in preventing or treating Alzheimer's disease? Let's delve into the research that is currently happening to find out. First, let's talk about the role of neuroplasticity in the healthy brain. Throughout our lives, our brains are constantly changing in response to new information, sensory input, and experiences. This plasticity allows us to learn new skills, adapt to changes, and recover from injuries. For instance, when we learn to play a musical instrument, our brain forms new connections to accommodate the skills we're acquiring. Now, in the context of Alzheimer's, researchers are interested in how these plastic changes in the brain might be harnessed to counteract the degenerative processes of the disease. Studies have shown that certain activities and interventions can promote neuroplasticity and potentially slow the progression of Alzheimer's. These include cognitive training, physical exercise, and even certain medications and dietary interventions. Now, one area of research is focused on cognitive training. This involves engaging in mentally stimulating activities that challenge the brain. Studies have shown that individuals who engage in regular cognitive activities, such as puzzles, reading, and learning new skills, have a lower risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. The idea is that by keeping the brain active, we can promote the growth of new neural connections and, of course, enhance neuroplasticity through it. Now, physical exercise is another powerful promoter of neuroplasticity. Regular aerobic exercise such as walking, running, and swimming have been shown to increase the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. BDNF is a protein that supports the survival of existing neurons and encourages the growth of new neurons and synapses. This is particularly important in the context of Alzheimer's, where neuronal loss is a hallmark of the disease. Now, additionally, certain medications and dietary interventions are being investigated for their potential to enhance neuroplasticity and protect against Alzheimer's. For example, medications that increase levels of acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter involved in learning and memory, have been shown to have some benefits in Alzheimer's patients. Similarly, diets rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds are thought to support brain health and promote neuroplasticity. Another exciting area of research is the use of non-invasive brain stimulation techniques, such as transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS, and transcranial direct current stimulation, or TDCS. These techniques involve applying electrical or magnetic stimuli to the brain to enhance neural activity and promote neuroplasticity. Some studies have shown that promising results coming from improving cognitive function in Alzheimer's patients using these techniques. Now, let's take a closer look at some specific studies that highlight the connection between neuroplasticity and Alzheimer's. For example, one of the studies I read over actually found that in mouse models of Alzheimer's, enhancing neuroplasticity through environmental enrichment, which meant just providing a stimulating environment with plenty of opportunities for physical activity and cognitive engagement, led to a reduction in amyloid beta plaques and improved cognitive function. This suggests that promoting neuroplasticity could also help mitigate some of the pathological features of Alzheimer's. Similarly, another study I read over investigated the effects of multi-domain intervention that combined physical exercise, cognitive training, and nutritional counseling in older adults at risk for Alzheimer's. The results showed that participants who received the intervention had better cognitive function and slower cognitive decline compared to those that did not. This further supports the idea that a holistic approach to promoting neuroplasticity can have significant benefits in the context of Alzheimer's. But what about individuals who already have Alzheimer's disease? Can neuroplasticity still make a difference? Well, the answer appears to be yes, because while neuroplasticity may not be able to reverse the damage already done by Alzheimer's, it can help the brain compensate for its lost functions. For instance, a study published found that Alzheimer's patients in regions of the brain that are typically not involved in certain tasks can be recruited to take over functions from damaged areas. This compensatory plasticity helps to maintain cognitive function for a longer period. Moreover, therapies that promote neuroplasticity are being incorporated into treatment plans for Alzheimer's patients. For example, cognitive rehabilitation therapy involves personalized cognitive training programs designed to target specific cognitive deficits. By engaging patients in these targeted activities, therapists aim to enhance neuroplasticity and improve cognitive function. While these therapies may not, of course, cure Alzheimer's, they can, of course, significantly improve the quality of life for these patients. In summary, while Alzheimer's disease represents a devastating loss of brain function, the concept of neuroplasticity offers a glimmer of hope. By understanding and harnessing the brain's ability to adapt and reorganize, we can potentially develop interventions that slow the progression of the disease and improve the lives of those affected. From cognitive training and physical exercise to brain stimulation techniques and dietary interventions, the research into neuroplasticity and Alzheimer's is opening new avenues for treatment and prevention. Now, before we wrap up, it's important to note that while the research is promising, there's still so much that we don't know about the intricate relationship between neuroplasticity and Alzheimer's. Ongoing studies and clinical trials will be crucial in uncovering the full potential of neuroplasticity-based interventions. As always, we'll always be keeping a close eye on the latest developments and sharing them with you here on Following Science. Now, as I wrap up this episode, I just want to thank you all for joining me on this deep dive into the connection between Alzheimer's disease and neuroplasticity. If you found this episode insightful, please share it with your friends, family, and anyone who might benefit from this information. Don't forget to subscribe to Following Science for more episodes on the fascinating frontiers of science and medicine. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. This is your host, Rutu Raparo.